Okay, so welcome back. So for this video, we're going to discuss about Mohr circle for moments of inertia. Okay, so if you're going to check from our previous examples, we already used this kind of composite figure. So for this one, we already we're already given with ix and iy. So and ixy also is equivalent to 0. This is also equivalent to pxy. Okay, so for the first thing that we need to do here is to draw our Mohr's circle, and by doing so we need to plot our values. So we have here ix, so ix plus pxy, then we have here iy negative pxy. Okay, so for ix it is 9.57, ixy is 0, so it is here. Next we have iy 104.6 and pxy is also 0. So that would be it. So the next thing to do is to draw our circle. But if you're going to check to be by observation, there's no need to draw our circle because it is the coordinates are lying on the horizontal axis. Okay, so that's it. Next we have so let's plot 9.57, then 104.6, then we have here no, this is 0, then 104.6, then we have here 0. Okay, then next we have, let's determine the center. Okay, so the center point. So the center point, or C, is equivalent to ix plus iy over 2. That is equivalent to 9.57 plus 104.6 divided by 2, and that is equivalent to 9.57 plus 104.6 over 2. That is 57.085. Okay, then we can now determine our radius. So this is the center point, this is this is the imax. So it so happened that in this problem we do not have the vertical component. If we have the vertical component, what we're going to do is to create a right triangle. Okay, so commonly we will be having this. So since we have a right triangle, we have the horizontal component, we have the vertical component, we can solve for the radius. But this time we can solve for the radius by simply subtracting the center with respect to the ix, okay, or center with respect to iy. Okay, so for that we can have 57.085 minus 9.57. So we have 57.085 minus 9.57, that is 47.515. It's redundant because from here we can already say, by observation, we can already say that ix is equivalent to imin, and that is equivalent to 9.57. Then iy is equivalent to imax, and that is equivalent to 104.6. 6. Okay, so but if we're not going to do this, we can first derive our equation. Let's try to derive an equation for the radius. So for the radius, it is actually a Pythagorean theorem. So for example, we have here a triangle. We have a triangle, for example. It is opposite over adjacent. So for example, let's try to draw a different Cartesian plane. Okay, so this is a new Cartesian plane. For example, we were able to solve. We were able to draw here 3 points, and it is not lying on the horizontal axis. Okay, so here we will be using this right triangle here to derive our equation. So we have here ix and we have here pxy. So we also have here iy and we have negative pxy. Okay, so to determine, let's say this is O, this is point A, this is point B. So to determine line OA, that is equivalent to iy minus ix. So that is iy minus or ix, actually it can be the same, over 2. So this distance here, so iy minus ix divided by 2, we can get line OA. That is also equivalent to ix minus iy divided by 2. Therefore, the radius here is equivalent to the horizontal component, which is ix minus iy divided by 2 quantity squared plus the vertical component, which is pxy, then get the square root. Okay, so if we'll try to use this, take note we only have our ix is 100. Our ix here is 9.57 minus 57.085 divided by 2 quantity squared plus 0 squared, then get the square root. They should generate us the same answer. So 9.57 minus 57.085 over 2 quantity squared. Wait. It is not 57, it is that 104. So that is 104.6. Square root of 9.57 minus 104.6. So that is the same, 47.515, and that is in inch. Yes, inch raised to the 4th power. So we can have this formula to determine our radius. Then from there we can say that ix is that I mean is equivalent to center plus the radius. The center is 57. No, it is let me correct that. I mean is equivalent to, we have here the center minus the radius. So we have, what is our center? 57.085 minus the radius of 47.515, and that will generate us 47.515. 9.57 inch raised to the fourth power. Then I max is equivalent to C plus R, that is 57.085 plus 47.515. So let's change the sign. And that is equivalent to 104.6 inch raised to the fourth power. Next, we have here number 2. So for number 2, determine the orientation of the principal axis having an origin at point C. Okay. And we have here IX. IX is given as 5.72 and PXY is also given as negative 6.75. Okay. So if we are to plot this, it is 5.75. So more or less, it is here. Then, negative yung PXY natin na positive. So that is more or less here. So this is 5.72 and this is negative 6.75. This is IX. This is PXY. Okay. Next, we have 13.55. More or less, it is here. And negative of PXY is positive 6.75. So, more or less, it is here. So, we have here 13.55 times negative, magiging positive na siya, 6.75. And this is IY, and this is negative PXY. Okay. The next thing that we need to do is to connect it by a straight line. And we have here our origin, O. So to determine our O is equivalent to IX plus IY divided by 2. And that is equivalent to 5.72 plus 13.55 divided by 2. So 5.72 plus 13.55 over 2. That is equivalent to 9.635. Okay. Next, we need to determine our radius. So this is 9.6350. So radius is equivalent to the square root from our derived equation. A while ago, we have IX minus IY divided by 2 quantity squared plus PXY. So that is equivalent to the square root of what is IX. IY, we have 5.72 minus 13.55 divided by 2 quantity squared plus what is PXY, negative 6.75 squared. R therefore is equivalent to the square root of 5.72 minus 13.55 over 2 squared plus negative 6.75 squared. 7.803. And this is in mm. So times 10 raised to 6, and that is mm raised to the 4th power. Okay, so we can now solve for our Imax and Imin. So Imax is equivalent to O plus R. O is 9.635 plus 7. 7.8003. So I max is 9.635 plus 7.803. We have 17.438 times 10 raised to the 6th power mm to the 4th. That is I max. Next we have I min, that is O minus R. So that is 9.635 minus our radius of 7.803. 1.832, and that is times 10 raised to the 6 mm raised to the 4th. This is now your I min. Okay. Next would be the angle. So for the angle, we consider the the segment here to the left. So we have here, so let's draw our triangle. So this is, we know that this is 6.75, and this line here is 9.635 minus 5.32. Okay, so minus 5.32. So that is 9.635 minus 5.32. So that is equivalent to, am I right, 4 point some, not 5.32, 5.72. 5.72. And that is equivalent to 3.915. Okay, so the angle here, this is 2 theta P2. Okay, so 2 theta P2 is equivalent to, okay, 2 theta P2 is equivalent to arctangent opposite of 6.75 divided by 3.915. So shift tangent of 6.75 over 3.915, that is equivalent to 2 tangent P2, that is equivalent to 59.89 degrees. Okay, or you can use sine opposite over the radius, so that is still the same. So 2 tangent P1 is equivalent to 180 degrees minus 59.89 is equivalent to 120.11 degrees, and theta P1 is equivalent to divided by 2, that is 60.06 degrees. So this is the angle that we're looking for. Therefore, I max is oriented 60 degrees from the positive x-axis going to to positive u-axis. Okay, I repeat, I max, which is 17.438 times 10 raised to the 6 mm to the 4th, is oriented 60.06 degrees from the positive x-axis going to the positive u-axis. So that is how we are interpreting that.